Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. Things have obviously been really crazy for everybody, but I kind of wanted to make a video updating you guys on what we've been up to during this self-isolation and quarantine time. I haven't talked about it on my channel a lot, but I'm a big animal lover. I love small animals, especially. We have two dogs, but I've always loved hamsters and rabbits and guinea pigs and things like that. And so I've been educating myself a lot more over the last few years about proper care, because when I was younger, I would just get a hamster from the pet store and put him in the little critter trail, and that was that, because I didn't know any better. But now I do know better. So anyways, me and my boyfriend have been interested in adopting a hamster, and now we ended up adopting 4 hamsters in the last month. So that is really exciting. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been nice to feel like we're doing something productive, because we work on lots of at-home projects for their enclosures, and just like working with them and taming them and getting to give them a better home has been a lot of fun. So in this video, I'm just going to introduce you to each of our hamsters. I'm going to play footage of them and just tell you a little bit about their stories. So our first hamster that we adopted is named Clover. She is a short-haired Syrian hamster, and we found her on Craigslist. Her previous owner was giving her up for adoption for free on Craigslist, along with her little critter trail cage. And if you didn't know, it's not really the best thing to do to put your animal up for adoption on Craigslist with no adoption fee, because it can just make them very vulnerable to be taken by the wrong people, or people who want to use that animal as snake food. So we decided we wanted to adopt her to ensure she went into the proper care. And we met with the owner, who was nice. The owner basically said like her little cousin had gotten the hamster as a pet, and then he gave the hamster to her to take care of, but she had, 2 jobs, and she wasn't the one that made the decision to get the pet in the first place, which is totally valid reason to want to rehome their animal. But unfortunately, Clover didn't have any hideys or really enrichment in her cage. She had a few chew toys, and she had straw as her bedding, which makes it virtually impossible to burrow. And as we now know, she loves burrowing. And the wheel that she had in there was a solid surface wheel, but I believe it was like 5 or 6 inches, which is way too small, especially for a Syrian. And she had some KT food. It wasn't like the worst food in the world, but it's definitely not good quality food. And that might be the reason why she is extremely small for a female Syrian hamster. Oftentimes they're around like 150 to 200 grams, and she is only about she's hovering around the 100-gram mark at the moment. So we're trying to fatten her up. We have all our hamsters on a mixture of Higgins Sunburst and Missouri Rat and Mouse Lab Blocks, with some extra stuff added in like veggies and stuff like that. So anyways, Clover is very feisty and aggressive and timid, which is unfortunate. I think it's probably due to either a lack of handling or improper handling on the part of her previous owner, but we are working with her. She just tends to lunge and bite and just be extremely fearful of human touch. So it's something we're definitely working on, and she's getting better. She is the hardest hamster to work with because she doesn't wake up until like 11 or 12 at night, unless we happen to be cleaning her cage during the day and she decides she wants to get up. Then sometimes we can work with her, but besides that, she's very nocturnal, and she's not extremely explorative. She kind of just likes to go on her wheel and burrow. She has about like 10 to 12 inches of bedding in her enclosure to burrow, and that's just her favorite hobby of all time. She just makes all these tunnel systems, which are really fun to look at if they're up against the glass. I love seeing her little tunnels in there and her food hoards and everything like that. But that is Miss is Clover. So the next hamster that we adopted is Fern, and Fern is a Roborovsky dwarf hamster, which is the smallest species of hamster. He's super tiny. He's just a tiny little ball of fur, and he is so cute. He was also a Craigslist adoption. His owner was actually surrendering, I saw in the picture, 2 guinea pigs and a rabbit that were all in the same cage, and it was like a multi-level cage, and it was a really bad situation, giving them all up for free. And I wanted to take them, but I unfortunately could not take the guinea pig and rabbit, but I did refer them to a reputable small animal rescue in the area, which I'll get to that rescue in a minute. But anyways, they were also surrendering a dwarf hamster that they didn't have a picture of, so we were like, we should take this hamster because obviously this person probably doesn't know a lot about small animal care. So we got Fern. We didn't know he was a robo, we just knew he was a dwarf. So when I saw he was a robo, I was really excited. And he was also in a critter trail. I mean, I think that's the cage that the majority of hamster owners have. He had some Heidi's in his cage, which is good, and he had aspen shavings, which is good. Not enough to burrow in, but he did not have a wheel in his cage, which is not good. Hamsters run 5 to 10 miles a night, and robos usually run even farther than other species of hamsters, so they really need a wheel in their cage. He also had some bad quality food. I'm not really sure what brand it was. I threw it out because it looked like children's cereal. Like it had all these colored pieces that were unidentifiable. So we threw that out, got him on the same mix, and anyways, he's a very curious boy. He's not nippy or aggressive at all. He's your typical robo. Sorry about that. Scarlett has joined us in the room, so she might be making an appearance in a moment. But he's your typical robo where he's very speedy and curious and fast, but he's not aggressive or anything like that. And he's actually taken really well to taming so far. He does let us hold him, though it's a bit difficult. He will like climb into our hand, which is really exciting. So he's doing really well. He's at a good weight range. We don't know how old he is, but he's very energetic. And we are like pretty sure he's a boy. It was hard to tell. The owner didn't know. So I did my best to estimate that he's a boy. Not that it really matters anyways, because we're not gonna house any of our hamsters with other hamsters, because that's just not a good thing. But anyways, I also forgot to mention that we don't know how old Clover is, but her owner said she's an adult, so don't really know what that means. So anyways, our next 2 hamsters we adopted at the same time, and their names are Olive and Star, and they are both winter white Dungarian dwarf hamsters, which is really exciting. I've never owned a robo hamster before, and I've never owned winter whites before, so that's really exciting on both of those counts. But basically, Olive is the mama and Star is one of her babies, and Olive was a class pet with another male dwarf hamster, and I guess they didn't know that they were opposite sexes, and Olive had 3 litters before they figured it out and separated them. So I don't know what happened to the first 2 litters, but the 3rd litter, along with Miss Olive, was surrendered to a local rabbit and guinea pig rescue, which has also been starting to take hamsters. And I think she had 5 babies, and I'm assuming the class or whatever like kept the male or something like that. So all of the other babies were adopted, luckily, and we got to take Olive and Star, which were the only ones left. But Olive, we still estimate, is very young. She was bought at a pet store in December, and pet stores usually sell their hamsters very young. Mama. Yes, baby. So she was probably, 2 months old when she was bought from the pet store, which would make her around like 6 months old now, and she's already had 3 litters, the poor thing. And then Star, her birthday is supposed to be March 5th, and she has beautiful all white coloring, and then Olive has the more typical dark gray winter white coloring, and they are the most docile and sweet hamsters I've ever met. They are not afraid of human touch at all. They'll climb right into your hand and let you hold them and pet them, and they are super sweet, which is so fun compared to our other hamsters that are not the best with handling. We can't handle Clover at all, and Fern, it just takes a bit because he's so speedy. But Olive and Star, very docile. We are keeping them separately. Like I said, I don't really recommend keeping any species of hamsters together, even dwarf hamsters, even though you technically, or pet stores tell you you can. It's probably not a good idea. So we have them in separate enclosures, and I'm gonna do a whole video explaining each of the hamsters' enclosures and doing cage tours, but we are not finished with their enclosures yet. We have like the basics, but we have like some new accessories and chew toys and stuff like that coming in. So I want to wait until we have that order of stuff in before I show all the cages. But I'm really excited for that video because we work really hard on our enclosures, and it's a really fun part about having hamsters is giving them this big enriching environment. So be on the lookout for that video, and I hope you enjoyed this video, getting to see the little hams and their different personalities. And let me know if there's any other videos you'd like to see down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Come here. Can you say bye-bye?
I know.
Oh no. Say bye-bye. Blow a kiss. Aww. Wave bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So sweet.